This is the number one reason why you aren't making easy money, from someone who just manifested over $10,000 in easy money in less than 2 weeks. The reason why you aren't making easy money is because you still hold judgments for people who are making easy money. And this happens at every level, right? This can happen at 10K, 50K, 100K, 500K, $1 million. If you are looking at someone and you're holding a judgment of them, and that judgment is counterintuitive to your desire or your next level, then you're not going to be able to obtain it. Let's say you're making 10K a month and you're working pretty hard for it, and then you find someone who's making 50K a month, and you might start to think, maybe just subconsciously or unconsciously, you're thinking, oh, they're removed from their business, or they're not really working super hard, like they don't really care about their business, or I don't know, maybe they're not paying as much taxes as me. They're probably not even paying their taxes, or they probably treat their employees terrible. I don't know. Like, whatever snap judgments come to your head, that is what will prevent you from making 50K of easy money. Or let's say you're working at a job and you don't like your upper leadership, right? You're like, oh, we don't even need managers. These people suck. These people are making way too much money and they're doing less work than me. I'm working super hard, right? So you're having a judgment of them. Maybe you're saying that they're lazy, or they're not worthy of making that much money, and it just looks too easy for them. They're actually putting so much work onto the people below them, and that's why they're just terrible people and they don't deserve their position, or we just shouldn't have upper leadership, right? And then let's say you're up for promotion or you're up for upper leadership, right? What's going to go through your head? You're going to say, no, I don't actually really want it, or maybe I'm just not ready for it. I don't know. I don't want to be a manager. I don't like that position, right? You're going to stop yourself from making more money, easier money, because you're working at a higher level, right? You're making easier money at a higher level, at a higher spiritual level. That's how you make easier money. You're making more money at a higher spiritual level. So you're not actually working hard in the physical, right? That is when you make the least money, is when you're exchanging time for money. But when you're working on a higher spiritual level and using more of your creativity, using more of your brain, right? Instead of brute force, that's when you make more money, right? But you might look at those people and hold judgments of them, saying, they're not actually doing the work, or those people are lazy, or whatever you're thinking of them. They're greedy, or whatever judgment you're holding of those people. That is exactly what's stopping you from making easy money. And this happens at every single level. So when we're desiring something, unless it's in congruence with our internal beliefs, we're not going to manifest that thing into reality. Because your subconscious, your nervous system, everything is working for you, right? It's working to protect you. It's working to keep you safe. So it's never going to make you something that you look at with disgust. It's never going to make you something that you look at and reject it. It's never going to make you something that you hate, right? Like, oh, that person's a thief, then of course you're gonna not want to be a thief. Or that person is greedy, that person is stingy, that person is mean, that person is bossy, that person is lazy. Whatever judgment you're holding, why would your brain ever allow you to become that? And your subconscious is always projecting this out. This is how we create our reality. We have 5% of our conscious brain and 95% of our unconscious brain. So we're always creating this reality, whether we're aware of it or not. So if you're still holding these judgments subconsciously of people and of the things that you desire, then you're not going to manifest this thing, because you're essentially going to make yourself reject yourself, and then you're going to feel all these weird feelings. You're going to feel shame for having money, right? Survivor's guilt. Okay, let me just give it away. I don't deserve it. Other people deserve it more. It's like, no, God entrusted you with it. Of course you deserve it, right? It's like, as long as you have these judgments and you hold these essentially conflicting or limiting beliefs, and you're not in congruency with your heart-led desires, if your brain is blocking it or your nervous system is blocking it because of safety reasons, right? This is why we reject money or reject love or hold on to weight. Like, we have all of these internal things going on, right? So once you uncover these things and you shed them and release them, like we're going to do in Limitless using my 5-step process, when you release these things, that is when the whole world will open up to you, and the thing that you're desiring in your heart and in your, what you think you're desiring in your mind, but your subconscious, your 95% is working against it. Once you release those things, then all of your manifestations will start to come in with such ease, and you will get the easy money, and you will get the love, and you will shed the weight, because you'll release all of these things that you're holding on to that aren't in alignment with your highest desires. Once you release these subconscious, these energetic, these nervous system, these embodied beliefs, and once you shed these things and you embody and believe something new, then that is when you will start to allow more and more abundance into your life. And that is when you will start manifesting in the quantum, right? Like you'll be open to quantum receptivity, to having quantum leaps in your life, and to really like collapse time. And instead of this thing being light years away, it will be like right here, and you'll bring it to you, and you'll be able to hold this thing and create momentum with it. And that is when all of your manifestations will start pouring in, and you'll actually have the nervous system embodied capacity to hold it. In my brand new program, Limitless, we're going to go over all of this, and I'm going to show you the exact process to release all of these judgments, all of these limiting beliefs, all of these embodied energetic blocks that are blocking you from having your manifestations manifest and come into reality, right? Have all of your desires come into reality. Once you learn the process, you're going to be able to use it in so many different areas, in your health, with your wealth, with your relationships. You're going to be able to use this exact same process to release blocks in every single area of your life. And that's when your manifestations will really start to like pour in. And you're going to be manifesting in the quantum, literally quantum receptivity, embodied receptivity, and allowing yourself to have it without self-sabotage, without all of the resistance, and it will come to you easily and effortlessly because you will actually feel embodied worthiness and you won't be rejecting it subconsciously. DM me Limitless for more information.